Hello and welcome to WhoGoSocial Studio Talks. We bring these small little tidbits of information so that you can get to know some of the great people that we get to know. And today we have Valery Aponte here with us. Very interesting young go-getter that I happened to bump into. And welcome, Valery.
Hi, thank you so much. I am so honored to be here and to be able to have this conversation with you. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for being here. The reason I reached out to you is because I saw some of your work and I thought, oh my goodness, this work is great. This is a really experienced professional that's putting together some of these projects I got to see. And boy, was I surprised when you walked in through the door.
Oh, I'm honestly so flattered. The first conversation that I had with you over the phone, I was like, I love her energy. I love how spunky, how, positive that you are. So I'm very flattered that you believe that my work is, great and professional. It's honestly self-taught and by the grace of God. So thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. I paid her for that, folks. I did. I paid her for that. But no, thank you so much. And how exactly did you get started in this? I mean, obviously you're young and beautiful, but like how?
Yeah, so I started social media creating. I was always a fan of YouTube. I think that was like my biggest thing. So I started watching it in middle school from a comment that my cousin had made where like, if you want to be pretty, for middle school, you have to be pretty. So I started watching makeup tutorials and at that time it was YouTube. So I log into YouTube, then I started recording my own videos on I think it was like a handheld camera at the time. And I would like buy dollar store makeup and I would do little tutorials and all that. When I told my mom that I wanted to upload on YouTube, she's like, girl, you're going to get kidnapped. No, you can't. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm going to get kidnapped on the internet? So I have all those in a Google Drive. When social media started being a thing, I saved up to get my first camera. When I was 17, I was a senior in high school. I started it, but I was really afraid of what my peers had to say in high school. So I was like, girl, I'm not doing it. College came and everything. And honestly, like when I see how the Lord provides, he literally just gave me all the equipment that I needed to start. And so I started my own social media brand. I found that as much as I love creating content for myself, I love creating content for other people and seeing their companies thrive and to see their own personal brand also thrive. So I started, doing like lashes, like a lash company, a church. I did a life coach, and then now I'm at another company, an orthodontics office, and I'm looking to venture even more. And I do my own personal content and friends that do the same thing. So I love the world and the life that I get to live creating content.
Wow, so you're like a real influencer then. I didn't even know this. How about that? But you know what surprised me when I looked at it is it takes a lot of experience to keep a brand unified. And, we go to college and we have these professionals and everything. And I've worked with multinational global brands around the world and some people just don't get it. And you get it. Oh, that's what was surprising to me.
Yeah.
And especially when you walked in the door and I was like, I almost short-circuited.
You're like, why is she so young?
Yeah. For the way that you're carrying the brand that I got to experience.
Right.
That was amazing. So what are some of the brands that, or the type of projects that you would like to get your hands on this year?
Yeah, so I definitely want to get more into the beauty and the lifestyle community when it comes to, I've always said I've wanted my own makeup brand, but until then, I believe in pouring into the dreams of other people to be able to then sow those seeds to then reap my own for when it comes that time. So I want to be able to work with more beauty brands, with more lifestyle brands, hospitality, all that stuff to be able to creative direct and like plan out everything. I think that's so beautiful to me. And obviously, like, I'm a makeup girly at heart. I love beauty. I love hair. I love skincare. Like, that is what makes my heart beat. So of course I want to pour into that, industry.
Well, that just tells me one thing that we already know, girl. You are so Colombian. True to the culture.
Yes,
true to the culture.
It's in my blood.
Yes.
It's in our blood.
Yes, definitely. I think, in my opinion, it's one of the things that I enjoy the most about being a woman, a girl, is all that. The nails, the hair, the makeup,
Yes.
The jewelry, all that stuff is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And a lot of girls don't embrace it, or they just don't understand. So
Correct.
that's why they look to people like you. Explain it to us, please. What
Right.
eyeshadow do I really go with my skin? in and all those things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like creating content also in Spanish brings about so much fulfillment to me because like at the end of the day, my roots are Colombian and I am Colombian. So it's like being able to express that also to a very like, you know, Spanish speaking community also brings about so many doors. And you get to, I've always said it, being bilingual is such a blessing because you get to love people the way that they like receive being loved in their own language. And that doubles the amount of people.
I disagree with you right there.
Really?
I disagree with you. I don't believe that it's bilingual that you get to experience that. It's when you're bicultural.
Bicultural. Okay, we love that. Okay, little snaps. Okay, she said, I'm going to put you in your place.
Because a lot of people are bilingual, but they don't, you know, they'll speak the language, but they don't understand the culture.
Yeah.
After having brief conversations with you, you understand that and you understand how to represent that the right way. And I love that immediately about you. Wow, you know.
Aww. And I want to speak a little bit about a struggle that I feel like content creation or just production has, because now it's a very like looked upon industry where it's like, okay, now I want better content. Now I want all this. I think sometimes, and because I've experienced it, where it's like, it's the easy job. Oh, you get to have fun. So you get to like record TikToks for people or reels. And I'm like, it's just as much as a validating career than anything else because it's not easy to edit. Like not everyone can learn cues really quick. Not everyone has the aesthetic eye to make things look visually appealing. And like, I think I've struggled a lot with that because like I've gotten a lot of backlash. We're like, oh, but you have the easy job at the office. Or like, oh, you have this. And I'm like, okay, just because I have fun and you don't have fun doing what you're doing is completely different.
It's still hard work.
Correct. It's
Producing is hard
Yeah.
work because you're looking at every detail, whether it's lighting, sound, which is probably the biggest issue whenever you're producing anything, storyboard, scripts, personalities, food, location, parking, water. I mean, like there's so many different things that you have to look at when you're producing, and depending what you're producing, it changes. It's not always the same thing unless you're like, you know, on a daily talk show or the news at night, you know what to expect. But otherwise, in production, it's always a surprise. I think that's why I love it.
And like being able to improvise and be able to, like, okay, you know what, let's use this instead. Or like, you know what, let's not make it a talking video. The mic's not working. Let's turn it into something else. Like, and being able to do that, I don't think a lot of people have that grace to do that. And that's why I think it's such a, yes, it's very common now to see, you know, production and all that stuff, but it's not that it comes easy or like super like natural to everyone. So that's why I'm like, okay, like even when it comes to wages and stuff, you could charge what you are worth and what you deserve.
Yeah. And your experience speaks volumes when you're putting your work out there.
Yeah. Just
like yours did to me.
Oh, I'm so happy about that.
Valery, thank you so much, you know, for showing up, for being you. And we are definitely, the BOA team, going to be looking as you shine into your future. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for joining us over here at WGS Studio Talks. Who to know and where to go. My name is Alexa Oliva. And remember to live and love.